Hey, welcome to another episode of The Guido Goes Off. Again, thank you for watching. Let's get started. Big news from Impact Ventures. In a press conference earlier this week, Billy Corgan has now been named as president of the company. I'm sure a lot of you know Impact Ventures is the parent company of TNA or Impact Wrestling. Um, A lot of people were wondering if this might be a work or what have you. They're being assured it's not. Now, this is all well and good. Apparently, it's got a lot of people within the company very excited. Um, there's still no word yet on what Dixie's role will be in the company. I mean, assuming she was the TNA president, but the parent company but being president of the parent company would, in theory, put Corrigan above Dixie as far as decision-making processes. Like I said, a lot of people within the company are said to be very high on this decision. No MVP jokes. No RVD jokes. RVD jokes. Um, are said to be very optimistic, especially considering how the direction of the company has been headed. If you haven't watched for the last few months, it has gotten a lot better. I mean, you have what's going on between Matt and Jeff Hardy. You have what the Decay is doing. The title picture, it's got a lot of big names in it, and of course, last night the debut of Aaron Stevens, or Aaron Rex. For those of you, that's Damian Sandow in WWE. Just Damian Sandow in WWE. He's now Aaron Rex in TNA. And as you would expect, yes, he had some glowing things to say. I love the part he's not going to talk about his former employers while talking about his former employers. I mean, yeah, it's all well and good. Again, the talent is there for TNA. As far as going after WWE and trying to be the number one promotion in North America, don't. Just try to be. This company needs to be the best Impact Wrestling it can be. For the most part, what I'm hoping to get out of it is that things get better, things get better managed. That we don't have that fans of just TNA, and which I don't understand at this day and age, where you have all this wrestling you can watch, why are you just a fan of one company? However, what I'm hoping for is that at least there's some stability. At least there's some. At least there's some cohesiveness. I mean, from what I've been hearing, Britney Spears has been footing the bill for this last round of TNA tapings. Britney Spears invested in wrestling. Does that scare you? It scares me. Because it's full of womanizers. No, but anyway. But, like I say, with this new apparent change in leadership, a lot of us are hoping for bigger and better things from Impact Wrestling going forward. And this couldn't come at a better time when, opinion of the company is at an all-time low. I mean, clearly a new direction of leadership has had to have taken place. Ladies and gentlemen, at the Beyond Sport United event, Stephanie McMahon spoke and had told the people in attendance there that WWE has been and is interested in doing LGBT storylines in WWE programming. Um, she did at one point cite Pat Patterson, whose autobiography Accepted has been released recently. It tells of his struggles in keeping the secret that he was gay from his fellow competitors, from his family. because at that time you couldn't come out. It would destroy your life. Um, of course, things have changed in the world in which we live. Um, the world is more tolerant, more accepting of various lifestyles. And it does make sense that in professional wrestling, which for all intents and purposes is a microcosm of the world in which we live, that WWE would do something like this. Um, Here's my problem. This is WWE we're talking about. Not exactly subtle as far as their storylines. Everything's exaggerated, everything's over the top. And, of course, there are various treatments treatment of various ethnic groups, as well as um, groups of various sexual orientation. Um, we can talk about Eric Bischoff um, taunting the crowd with hot lesbian action. We can talk about whatever the heck Orlando Jordan was doing in TNA or Rico. I would like to not think that Rico was a dry run of how any of these LGBT storylines could go. I don't. And that's the thing. That's kind of what makes me apprehensive about this. Um, I understand we live in a more open world, uh, which is a more accepting world. It's where how do you do it subtly in a entity that is known for grandiose and over the top. That it doesn't really seem to go well. But like I said, if they can do it subtly, if they can do it in a way that doesn't detract from the entertainment, I'm all for it. Mostly, I could care less about um, characters' backstory. Especially their sexual orientation. I don't care. You give me a match where you have people competing, and the story's told in the ring, and I'm fine. That's what worries me is this whole gimmick thing to get more people to watch. And of course, you always want to draw on more, you draw your audience. And every group needs role models. So, I mean, who knows? If it can be done in a way that's tasteful, I'm all for it. As long as we don't have another Rico. Well, by now everyone has heard that the reason why Paige hasn't been on TV much for the past few weeks has been because she is dealing with shoulder and back injuries. It was reported that she should have been back to work here within another week or so. Um, it has been reported by Dave Meltzer and on the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the situation may be worse than was originally let on. According to a source, Paige had experienced weakness in her right arm. So there is the possibility that Paige has been dealing with nerve damage. This is very similar to Daniel Bryan's situation that led him to retirement. it was also let known that because of the fact that it came from Meltzer. I was also informed that Paige's mom, Saraya Knight, also discussed that the injuries might be more severe than originally thought. She's apparently due for reevaluation um, as I'm filming this coming Monday, August 15th. Of course, we all want to hope for the best. I hate seeing this happen to any wrestler, any talent whatsoever. As many of you know, I'm a big fan of Paige, and it hits a little close when it's one of your favorites. Um, Again, here's hoping, fingers crossed, that this isn't the end. And there are many things. So it was mentioned that her scoliosis, which has been mentioned, it could play a factor in this. Um, Again, the evaluation will hopefully know more about Paige's situation, and hopefully it's not as serious as we all fear it to be, and that she can return to the ring, because that would be just awesome. Well, thank you for watching this episode of The Guido Goes Off. Um, I appreciate it, and I thank you again. Um, Feel free to like this video, share it, and while you're at it, why don't you subscribe? So that way you get all these videos. If you have any questions or anything to say regarding what I've covered in this episode, feel free to drop a line in the comment section below. And of course, you can always contact me via, I didn't even bother drawing them this week, my Twitter and Instagram at r_man_Guido. I'm the Guido, and I think we're done here.